Hi, I'm Susie Garden, and this is the Ageless and Awesome podcast. I'm an age-defying naturopath and clinical nutritionist, and I'm here to bust myths around women's health and aging so that you can be ageless and awesome in your 40s, 50s, and beyond. The Ageless and Awesome podcast is dedicated to helping women through perimenopause and menopause with great health, a positive mindset, and outrageous confidence. Hit subscribe or follow now, and let's get started. Hello, gorgeous one, and welcome to Q&A Thursday. This has become one of my favorite things to do, is to answer your questions. And I want to say a big thank you to Tina from Melbourne for this week's question. She has written to me via Instagram, I'm so confused about what magnesium to take. There are so many to choose from. Help. This is a really common question, and something that not a lot of people seem to know is it's really important what magnesium you choose when you're deciding to take a magnesium supplement. And there are so many different types of magnesium. You see, the form of the magnesium is really important. Magnesium can come in many different forms, and this is like a chemistry thing. So they bind the magnesium to different other molecules to make them more absorbable. And so I know that sounds a bit confusing, but it's actually really very simple. So there's at least 10 different forms of magnesium that I've seen around. And I'm not going to go through all of those today. I'm just going to go through the really common ones that we have here in Australia. If you have a question about any other types of magnesium, please let me know. I guess I wanted to start with magnesium oxide. Magnesium oxide is probably the more common magnesiums that you'll see on the shelves in the supermarket in particular. And I'm sorry to say that magnesium oxide, well, it's a fantastic laxative, but that's about it. Has really low bioavailability. So bioavailability is the ability of the magnesium to actually get into your cells and to work within that area. So it is very poorly absorbed out of the intestine, which is why it's a really good laxative because it stays in the intestine. So if you have constipation, you want to take magnesium for that, that's great. That's an ideal usage for that form of magnesium. I don't know why it's so what's the word? Not popular, but so prevalent, I guess is a word. I'm not sure if it's the right word. But it is, I wonder if it's cheap. I'm assuming that it is because I see it in so many supplements, but I will rarely see it in a practitioner grade supplement. So yeah, have a look at the bottle, have a look at what magnesium's in the supplement you're taking. If it's mag oxide, it's really not going to be doing what you probably want it to do unless you want a laxative. So that's sort of the first one I want to talk about. The next one is probably one of my favorites, which is magnesium citrate. If you are in or do metabolic balance with me, or you do the Glow protocol with me, my program, then I will give you magnesium citrate in a very high dose to have a laxative effect, but that's the only time you're going to get a laxative effect with it is at that high dose. It's a really highly bioavailable magnesium, which means that it's not just going to sit around in your intestine unless you have it at a high dose. It actually is absorbed into the body, gets into the cells, and that's where we need it. That's where it works. So, magnesium citrate is great. It relaxes your muscles. It makes it easy for you to go to sleep. It gives you energy. I know that seems a bit contradictory, but it does. Helps you sleep and it gives you energy. Depends what time of the day you take it. And that's pretty much the case for all of the absorbable magnesiums. It also improves your blood sugar regulation. So it improves, particularly if you have pre-diabetes or diabetes, it can be really helpful to take a magnesium supplement to help with your sugar regulation. And for those of us that do have some blood sugar issues that may not be like a diagnosed issue, but you just know that you really ride that roller coaster of those sugar highs and then lows. And I'm one of those people that used to be like that before I understood how blood sugar levels actually work. And so, yeah, magnesium can be very helpful for that. So magnesium citrate, remember that one? That's a really good one to take. Probably my favorite one at the moment, and there's a lot more focus on this particular form of magnesium that I'm seeing in the practitioner supplement kind of world, and that is magnesium glycinate. Magnesium glycinate is easily absorbed, very high bioavailability. It's really calming and it's great for sleep support, great for anxiety, for depression. It's also very helpful for your protein construction, and I think mag citrate would be as well. The thing is with magnesium glycinate, magnesium is attached to a glycine molecule, and when it goes into the body, it gets broken down. So not only do you get the benefit of the magnesium, you get the benefit of the glycine, and that is very calming to your nervous system, and that's where it can be very helpful for sleep, particularly in perimenopause when you're having that sleeplessness that comes with the low progesterone. The glycine can be very, very calming to the nervous system. It's one of my favorite magnesiums at the moment. So remember that one, glycinate. Magnesium glycinate, it's GLYCINATE. That's the one to look for if you're looking on the shelves at the farm. You're probably more likely to find this one at pharmacy and at health food shops. Amino acid chelate, that's another one of my favorite ones. And often what you will see these days is a mix of magnesiums in the supplement. So there'll be some magnesium amino acid chelate, some magnesium glycinate, and some magnesium citrate. Sometimes you'll see mag oxide in there as well, magnesium oxide. As long as magnesium oxide isn't the highest dose, it's probably okay. I'd prefer that probably for most people that don't need it, unless you do have issues with constipation, in which case you probably should get that sorted out, because the magnesium oxide is really going to act more as a band-aid if you're not getting to the underlying cause of why you have that chronic constipation. So the magnesium amino acid chelate, again, it's easily absorbed, high bioavailability. It relaxes muscles. It's great if you've got cramping or if you've got lots of tightness in the jaw and the shoulders and the neck, which I do a lot of the time. I have a chronic neck injury from my nursing days. So I take magnesium every single day. It's great for your bone health because magnesium is really important to help with the absorption of calcium into bones. It's great for migraines as well. It's seriously one of my favorites also. And one final one I'm going to touch on, because it probably is one of the more popular ones, is magnesium sulfate, and that is more commonly known as Epsom salts. So I think probably most of us have heard of Epsom salts. They're great to pop into a bathtub. I often prescribe this for clients when I want them to have a magnesium, but either they're on like a whole bunch of supplements, I don't want to give them any more. And sometimes if people will benefit from having a bath, if they have a bath at home, then the magnesium that you can get from Epsom salts is fantastic. You can also use a foot bath if you don't have a bathtub at home. I don't have a bathtub. I really wish I did, but I don't. So using a bucket or a foot bath or a big bowl, I tend to use a big bowl, and you just put in a lot of the Epsom salt. So on a standard package that you'll get from the supermarket, generally speaking, the instructions will be to throw in a third of the box, which seems like a lot, but the magnesium is absorbed through the skin, and this is through osmosis. And so you want to have a lot of magnesium in the water that you're going to be lying in, because that way it will absorb into your body. If you don't have enough, there is potential. If you don't have enough magnesium in the bathtub, there is the potential for it to actually draw magnesium out of your body if your body has more magnesium in it than the tub. So that is possible. So definitely, if you want to get the benefit of getting a good dose of magnesium, and this is obviously ideal if you want to do it at night, you want to get all relaxed, you want to have a beautiful sleep, particularly great if you've done something that's pretty athletic, great for your muscle recovery. And I would always recommend adding in an essential oil that is okay and safe to go on the skin. Something like lavender is always one of my favorites to pop in because it's relaxing, it reduces anxiety, it's great for helping with sleep as well. So as I said, there are many, many more magnesiums, but I just wanted to keep this really tight, because really the only ones you need to know about are mag citrate, mag glycinate, and mag amino acid chelate as the ones to be drawn toward. And if they're all in the same supplement, that's great. If you're looking for something really specifically for sleep, try and get something that is primarily the mag glycinate, and you're looking at around 300 to 360 milligrams in the dose. Mag oxide, I wanted to draw your attention to, obviously, because it is so prolific around the place, but it's not really that great for you. I even had a client came to see me with chronic diarrhea, and when we went through his supplements, I said, we always look at a timeline of when did the symptoms start and what was going on in your life at the time, whether there's stress, whether there's a change of diet or a change of house or whatever. And we correlated that this guy had started his magnesium supplement at the same time he started getting this chronic diarrhea. And when I looked at the magnesium supplement, and I knew this would be the case, it was a big dose of magnesium oxide. So I said to him, let's just stop this supplement and see what happens. And like a few days later, he contacted me and went, oh my God, it's all gone. All my diarrhea is gone. You fixed me. I'm like, yeah. So you've just been taking a laxative for months. So it's really, this actually matters. It's really important because, months of this, it's not great for your nutritional kind of balance, because you're not going to be absorbing the nutrients in your food. You get dehydrated. It can impact your gut microbiome. It can cause all sorts of issues in your body. So that's another thing. If you do have really loose stools and you're thinking, wow, I'm taking a magnesium supplement, well, check it out. See what the form of the magnesium is. So I hope that has been helpful for you today. I've loved talking about magnesium because it is something that, to be honest, many of us should be on. About a third to a half the population is magnesium deficient because it's not coming up through our food chain so much because our soils are deficient. So thank you so much, Tina from Melbourne, for sending in this question. And if you have a question for me, please do not hesitate to message me through the Spotify app, through Instagram at Susie Garden Wellness. They're probably the best ways to get in touch with me. So have an awesome rest of the week and a fantastic weekend, and I will see you on Tuesday. Thanks so much for joining me today on the Ageless and Awesome podcast. If you liked today's episode, please make sure you click the little plus button if you're on Apple Podcasts, or the follow button if you're on Spotify, so that you can get each new episode delivered to you every single week. If you like free stuff, and who doesn't, then head over to susiegarden.com and grab my 8 essential age-defying secrets every woman over 40 should know right now. Or if you'd like to continue the discussion, head over to Instagram and DM me at Susie Garden Wellness. I'd love to connect with you.